back to the channel. It's Mr. Xtra. Got some of the squad here. Who's here?
Extra vets.
Got Mr. Lowe. I think Corey's back there. Jackson should be there. And,
I am all right. We got extra high card guy.
We have Mr. Mike himself. And then we actually have our dedicated Cyber Dragon player, Sterling. Alright, guys, so we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Alright, so how's everyone feel about Fenrir for this ban list prediction? Ban, limited, semi-limited, or unbanned? Obviously, he's at 3. I think
that
boy needs to go to 1.
Go to 1?
Go to 1.
I mean, I can agree with that. He's very powerful with his once per turn search, but the fact that it's if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card. That's very pivotal on most of the power that they need.
Yeah. So
2. I see him going to 2.
2. All right. We got one. We got one vote for 2, right? I agree that it should be limited to 1, honestly, because this thing does a lot of stuff.
I would put him at 1, honestly.
Okay. So. It sounds like majority's on the 1. Mike, what do you think?
So let me give you my reasoning. I think, and we're just kind of getting ahead of ourselves because I'm looking at the list.
Yeah.
I think basically what I'm going to end up saying is you go semi-limit 1, limit 1, and it's Fenrir and Unicorn. So whichever one you don't limit, like whichever one you limit, you semi-limit the other one.
Okay, that's.
You see what I'm saying?
Then, I hate to say it, he would have to be semi-limited then because I'd rather have a Unicorn than 1 than anything.
Yeah, I think Unicorn to 1 is the bigger. I think Unicorn is the better of the 2.
All right.
Fenrir is big, but Unicorn is like Unicorn sets everything up.
We want to put whole cash. So I was locals just Tuesday, and there was a cash player with Red Eyes.
Yeah, Red Eyes Cash.
Yeah, like so if really put point in Fenrir 1. But I mean it's just
Alright, well, for the time being, we're going to try to do semi-limited for him, so to speak. Alright, let's get into the next thing. Benton to, I want to say 1, right?
Yeah, I think that's what we said.
hell.
Honestly,
I
I
don't
love
think I
her band, but, you know, she just came off, if I remember correctly, or something. No, she
Put her back.
She was just limited before, actually. Let's see
Yes.
Drytron creeping its head back into this game.
I'll give you a hot take real quick. I know we didn't put it on here, but it just made me think of it.
Yeah.
If you ban Ben 10, I think you could put what's his face back to 3. Harold.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Harold of Orange Light?
I don't know about that one.
That's risky.
I'm saying if you banned Ben 10, I think you could put Harold back to 3.
That is risky. That's risky.
It's very risky.
Alright, so Ben 10 limited then though still.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is Blue. Sprite Blue.
1.
Blue's cool. I mean, will you keep that?
Yeah, keep him at 3 actually.
No,
Yeah, I think he's
on
a
the
3.
list for a reason though.
You've already heard my opinion about this, but we'll get to it later.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, you can tell me that later.
then he'd just staying unbanned.
I say if you're gonna try and limit him, why don't you limit Jet?
Jet's on here.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Did not know.
We have the hot take falling of Albaz.
I'm telling you, this doesn't change. There's nothing happening to him.
Yeah, Albaz. Nope.
Yeah, he fine. He's at 3.
Yeah.
People run him at 2 at the time. It was fine.
Ooh.
Alright.
Yeah.
Blessing.
Ooh.
Has to be 1. This thing is not once per turn.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
This thing is the reason why the deck came back out of the woodwork, actually. This one card.
Naturia?
Yeah, this and Mole Cricket.
Oh yeah.
What's your opinion, Mike?
I mean, honestly, you leave it at 3, it doesn't do very much.
You haven't fought the deck enough then, I guess. Because this does a whole lot, because they could just... Multiple times, man. Multiple times in one turn. I can't tell you how many times I lost because Blessing would outpace me, because they'd do it 3 times during... Well, twice during their turn, once during my turn, and then do it again on their turn.
Yeah, but you gotta
You've heard my opinion about this. I don't think Blessing is the problem card here.
It's Mole Cricket.
Mole
Yeah.
Cricket.
Well, if you look ahead on the list, you'll see what I think the problem card is.
if anything, Blessing.
I mean, that's the thing, right? So if you look at the deck as a whole, not as separate, there's other pieces to the deck that cause the deck to be more powerful than 4 cards, right?
Yeah. I kind of agree with that to an extent. Mole Cricket's problematic, but it's new. They're not going to limit something like that quickly. Blessing's new too, though. All right.
I mean, you gotta look at it separate, right? If you break it down into its own archetype, which is what the game is driven towards,
Intended as.
yeah, the stuff really isn't that good.
But you do have to look at like a realistic view too, and say like, these cards are becoming a problem because of X.
I firsthand.
We're gonna get to that in a minute with the discussion if we still have it on the list. I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's on the list. We'll get there.
Something else that we're going to address in a little bit. That'll come back to this whole argument.
Starter, and I'm a Sprite player, but
I say nothing happens to this.
We can keep it at limit. I mean, not a simulator, really. Go to 2.
semi-limited is my guess. This isn't like, because personally, my choice, I'd leave it on banned entirely because I play the deck. But semi-limited.
I don't think anything happens to it. They never banned Nova. They never, they've only banned the really super effing open-ended search cards.
Yeah, they banned the broken stuff that can be splashed into the other decks with Elf.
Alright, so we'll leave it at unbanned for now. Shangri-La. Limited.
Fuck that card.
Limited.
I feel.
Yeah, it definitely gets limited.
This isn't even a discussion. We'll get there. Alright, looks like we have a hot take on here.
Yeah. So these next two were both my come up with. One's a hot take, one's just a joke. But I honestly could see Heavy Storm making its comeback as there always seems to be like that token ridiculous card that they're like, we're gonna try to unban it for one format and see.
Yeah.
Change of Heart, Yada,
Hey,
etc.
Change of Heart's kind of nice though. I like Change of Heart.
Yada Grassi made it to 3.
The two that I had come up with were this and Cold Wave, and I think Heavy Storm is the more fair of the two.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Huh. Looks like the Cold Wave image didn't transfer over, but we can still just talk about that anyways.
Cold Wave's Cold Wave. It's really good.
Okay, so Heavy Storm being limited, so just to 1 as a hot take. Don't know if they'll do that recently with all the trap decks being out, but I mean that'll blow out everything right there. And then
and this next one's an absolute joke. I just said because it'd be funny because it would just bust Dynamorphia totally open. But
it would
last
make
turn.
a lot of trap decks just do really, really well.
But 100% last turn stays banned.
Yeah, because then I'd run Kashtira Tribe against you.
That's true. That's true. But limited. We're gonna do limited for that one just because. Okay. Mind Hacker banned. Don't even discuss it. This thing is too problematic. Way too problematic.
That card wins duels.
My hot take has come up. Pot of Greed, the one. Let's go.
And I think there's some context that needs to be here. I said you do this, but you ban every other card that draws cards, basically, or anything else that says draw 2. So basically, Pot of Greed goes back to be the only draw card.
So Uno is completely useless now? No wild cards, no Uno?
Pot of Greed, the one. Come on, do it. Alright, another hot take from me. Engage the 2.
Engage.
Engage the 2.
I really won't engage back to 3, but 2 I would.
Thing is, like, the semi-limit list almost really isn't a thing. They just kind of, it exists to be there as a control for malicious.
Yes, yeah.
For real.
Now, next one. Soulbreaker.
Oh yeah, this thing. So you want my opinion on here? Nothing happens to this because they have to at least give the deck a chance to be competitive.
So you think they're gonna leave it on ban long enough for
I
it to break
think
the
it
meta?
survives one ban list.
Fine, unbanned. But, context, this thing creates the burn damage loop with Super Heavy Samurai next set. Alright, let's talk about the problematic one. Carmelo. Very problematic. This card, Mole Cricket, and Blessing are just disgusting.
Yeah, I think this goes to 1 if they do anything to it.
Yeah, I'd want to see it banned, but it hasn't won enough big events to get banned. So to speak.
See, I'm not real big on, like, generally speaking, I don't like seeing cards get banned that haven't been limited first.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain. I don't think I've seen many cards just straight get banned after.
The early game they would come in with these big sweeping lists, and all of a sudden, like, all kinds of stuff would get banned.
All right, Runic Fountain has to be at 1.
If they do anything to it, I think that's what they do. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I would love for it to get banned.
It just murders the deck, though. Like,
I mean, realistically, it'll go for it to get big, go to 2. Because if it is limited, how they reoccur that 1 feels.
Yeah, the fact
True.
that you can fountain cycle is disgusting. All right, another interesting take.
What is this, glow-up bulb?
It is. Hulk is
Glow
gone.
bulb, the 1?
Oh.
Hulk is gone.
Is that what you're asking?
Hulk is gone.
I don't know. Without an errata,
Yeah, it's gonna need that 100%.
it's too good without an errata. I was there.
Leave it banned, I guess.
I was there.
Gimmick puppet.
I was there.
Banned.
Okay. So here's my context on this one.
Yeah.
Everybody hates branded expulsion. Branded expulsion itself is not
Not
the
me.
problem. No, hear me out. Hear me out. Branded expulsion itself is not the problem.
Right.
Viable targets are the problem. If you couldn't use the gimmick puppet, if you couldn't use Ito, branded expulsion is just
Extra.
a free Albaz now.
True.
You know, and all of a sudden the card, like, it probably gets taken out of the deck, to be honest.
Probably, yeah.
Because if you're not going into that combo anymore on purpose, you can go into Mirror Jade almost 110% of the time.
Yeah.
Next, hot take.
All by
Call bot a semi-limited or just unban it because
I think it goes to 2, if anything.
Oh.
If it goes to 3, we talked about this last night at Locals.
It would be disgusting.
If it goes to 3, I think it creates this weird vacuum where from one event to another you see hand traps coming in and out of decks.
I feel like if they did bring it back to 2 or 3. Sorry about that. I feel like if they did bring it back to 2 or 3, it would need to be errata that you can only use this once per turn. Or activate it once per turn.
It isn't already?
No. I don't. No, it is not.
No.
Okay. I can
Is
see that.
Yeah, that way, because, like, if they try to ash you, called by. Okay, Valor. Well, crap.
Well, okay. Yeah, if one card combos weren't a thing. But I hear you. I agree with that.
Alright. Jet.
So this is what I said. I think Jet is the most problematic Sprite monster.
Is it because
man.
Jet, usually if Jet
I
would
think-
win?
I'm thinking of Elf.
Well, okay,
It's-
Elf is...
it's-
Of the ones that are legal, I'm saying...
No, I know my sentence I just said was like, oh, yeah, so that's why it's banned. I was like, oh, wait, no, that's Elf.
But if you look at the current version of the Sprite deck...
Yeah.
And the Newman lock. And if you're going to make the argument that the Expulsion lock should go, then you need to probably make the argument that Sprite Double Cross and Newman as a lock should go.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
I
the
feel
easiest way
that.
to set that up is the Jet. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain,
It's
but
Jet. It's literally Jet. Jet grabs double cross. That's all you need.
Jet sets up anything. The fact that it's, and because the deck is what it is, and it's so inherently
Flexible.
easy to get into Jet, you know, to have 3 of them is just kind of ridiculous.
Alright. Unicorn. No discussion. It has to go to 1.
Yeah, we said if one goes to 2, the other one goes to 1.
Yeah, they don't all need to be at 3. And these are like the 2 most problematic ones in the main deck anyways.
Valid.
Lastly, the biggest hot take on the list.
Barone gets banned.
Barone to
Ban
7.
Baron.
Why though?
Baron
Because so
does
many decks can just
too damn
spit it
much.
out now, and if you haven't already seen, Despia is about to, or Branded is about to be able to start spitting them out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So it's meta.
Eight though. I mean, honestly,
I definitely are gonna ban.
better.
If you want something that I think is very unlikely to happen, I think it's unlikely, but it's definitely what would happen if they do anything.
Well,
I mean, 1-1. So I don't really think that it's going to be Like, I mean, you can leave it at 1, it ain't hurting anything. It's just a 1.
Well, I mean, it's already a 1-0. That's what people made the argument about Dragoon. Like, oh, limit Dragoon, limit DPE. Like, people are only playing 1 unless they're playing Red Eyes or Heroes.
True.
You know, if you're playing Heroes, yeah, you might be playing 3 DPE for one reason or another. If you're playing Dark Magician or Red Eyes, you're probably playing multiple Dragoons. But if you're not, you're just not playing more than one of those in the extra deck. You know, and how many strategies right now will tell you in their deck profile, the only reason I'm playing 2 of X card in my extra deck is because Kashtira is a thing and you have to.
True.
Agreed. Anyone want to address anything else before we cut this off?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I got something for y'all. Where's
All right.
Maxx C?
Maxx C. I believe it should be limited or maybe semi-limited, just so we can actually get a taste of it coming back and see how we feel about it in the meta.
What was that? Sorry.
Maxx C.
No.
I feel like that would be the trial run card that we can do.
I
With the
don't.
meta, kind of like change of heart. You don't? I feel like that would help a lot because, like, imagine you start your turn Maxx C and you just go, well, shit.
Yeah, it's
Dark
hard to
World and Maxx
say.
C is all I'm gonna say.
You know, I think the reason I guess I'm thinking about it is from the level of like seeing some of these ridiculous cards that did come back. And I feel like if we even just like sat down and the 4 of us played a few games and everybody was decking 3 Maxx Cs, you'd see how ridiculous it is and why it probably can't come back.
Oh, if Maxx C came back, I would literally put. If it came back at 3, this is my honest take. If it came back at 3, I'm taking 5 extra cards on my deck and putting in Exodia.
Yeah, I hear
Because you know someone will challenge you like, oh, I'm going to challenge that Maxx C and summon as many as they can. Okay, cool, Exodia.
I hear you, and I definitely think with Maxx C, Exodia would be a viable deck too, like just straight up actual Exodia.
Yeah, he would come back immensely, in my opinion.
All right.
You know, but
Is that all we got for right now?
Well,
I believe.
I do have the pressure planet.
Race
oh
off.
yeah.
Pressure Planet. Pressure Planet is pretty. It's
Pretty
pretty
gas.
good, but it's. I don't think they're gonna limit it because it's still so new.
You know, I think they could, and here's why. You know, we didn't see any fields ever get touched or limited or anything until like the new era when fields started getting like really good.
Chicken
And then
game
you
and
just-
Mystic 9.
You had to start getting rid of like the ones that were ridiculous. And if you look at the new wave of field spells that are coming out, they're getting even more ridiculous. And I think this would be like the tap early to say like these things can't just be allowed to keep coming out and controlling everything.
New Master.
Because some of those are
They just
ridiculous.
strip the field zone off the map.
And now that field spells are basically becoming, you know,
One card
descriptor, search X card, negate X card. You know, how many fields now just auto search something?
At least 5. I think there's like 10 of them that do that.
The Drytron one does, the
All the
Invoked
all the
one
planets
does,
do.
all the planets do.
Therion one does.
Right. You see, like,
Magical Meltdown does.
Magical Meltdown.
that's what I
does.
meant. The Invoked one. Didn't I say Alistair?
No, you. I don't know what you said.
I don't know, but yeah.
Alright, well, that is our hot take. We'll see you guys on the next
If you got any more hot takes for us, please leave a comment. Let us know what we missed.
Yeah, do it.